What's up, YouTube? We back with another review. Today we're going to be reviewing Gachaikuta episode 13. Let's get it! And so the episode begins in a flashback. It's of a young Ammo when she was a child. Her and her mother's walking somewhere. And suddenly, Ammo sees a bird, and like a little child, she's fascinated with it. She tells her mother, she says, "Look, it's so beautiful, it's so pretty." Her mother then tells us, "Hey, that stupid bird will never love you. Leave it alone." Suddenly, Ammo changes the temperature of her attitude. She yells at the bird and says, "Get out of here." As we move along, Ammo and her mother are talking. Ammo's asking her, "Hey, where are we going?" Her mother explains, "We're going to go meet somebody who's going to love you a lot." As we move along a little bit further, Ammo finally meets this man. And as she catches a glance of him, in her head, she says, "Wow, he loves me, he loves me." In her head, she goes into a childish fantasy about her and this man loving each other together. Soon after, her mother and this man makes an exchange, and Ammo leaves with him. They arrive at his home, and when Ammo gets inside of his home, she's amazed. He has all types of things: food, clothing, books. She says, "Wow, mother would love this." He suddenly stares at her. He says, "Hey, your mother's chose to not be in your life. And from this day on, I'll nurture you and I'll make you big and strong." As we move along, the anime goes forth a little bit. Ammo's a bit older, and as she's putting on clothes, she gets curious and she asks the man, she says, "Hey, how do you get all this stuff? Does it come from your job?" He then says, "Yeah." He says, "I'm a trafficker, so I get way more than I need." Then he suddenly falls to his knees. He goes into a dramatic depressive state. He says, "But Ammo, all of the traffickers hate me." He then tries to manipulate her feelings with his sadness. And next we'll find out how much of a creep this dude is. Because as he's bawling his eyes out and crying, he tries to manipulate her to have a ritual. And by ritual, he means some type of sexual engagement. Ammo then says, "No, I don't really like doing that." He says, "I know you feel nervous and I know your heart beats, but that's just love. We're in love." When he says that, Ammo is stuck. She goes into a daze, and she just imagined her and him in a childish fantasy loving each other together. As we move along to the next scene, Ammo's laying up on the table. She then says, "Well, I guess that's how first love feels," and she lets off a childish giggle. And as she's laying up, suddenly a person opens the door up. And surprisingly, this person is the same unknown man who killed Recto in the earlier episodes and who Rudo saw before he fell into the pit. But it's not just him. It's one other person. And as the man tries to stand on business, he says, "Hey, this house is for me and Ammo. Get out." He then sparks up his vital instrument and looks to attack the assailants, but it doesn't work. The other assailant hits him with a knockout blow and puts him on the ground. The assailants then do something crazy. They take his vital instrument, his boots, and they give him the Ammo. They say, "Hey, these would be better if you use them." Ammo is just staring in awe. She's like, "What is going on?" After a while, the two men leave, but how they leave amazes Ammo. The two men join together, and I don't know if it's a vital instrument they share or something, but they have these huge wings that come out, and they fly towards the sky. Ammo's surprised. She's like, "Huh?" And I'm going to infer here that this is what she means by the angel that goes from the ground to the sky. This strange incident has made her think that this is somehow an angel of some sort. Moving along, her and the man, they begin to fight over the vital instrument, the boot. And after tussling and fighting over him, the man takes him from her. Ammo grows enraged. She actually sparks up the vital instrument. The man is surprised. He's like, "How could you use my vital instrument?" She says, "Because they're not yours." She then pleads to the man. She says, "Hey, these boots feel special to me somehow. Could you please let me have them?" He says no and snatches them away from her. And they start to tussle and fight for him again. But this time, Ammo loses it. She kicks the man out the window and kills him. And she gets the boots back. After the D1 crash out, she's sitting down and she's thinking deep. She's like, "Why am I here? Why did I meet this man?" I believe these boots are somehow giving her back her conscience a little bit. Because as she asks herself more questions like, why did her mom introduce her to this man? Something inside of her conscience says, "She sold you." Ammo then tries to cope. She says, "No, she just wanted me to meet my first love." Moving along, after we learn about her origin story and how she got her vital instrument, she says one more thing. She says the angel that left finally came back, but this time it was by itself. We move along to her back talking to the cleaners. She's told them her whole story. They're surprised they got the information they did. Suddenly, Rudo arrives in the room. All the cleaner says, "Hey, Rudo, she gave us all the information we needed about the person that can go from the spirit to the ground and back." And things will get a little crazy from here, because as Ammo is drawing a description of this angel, Rudo takes a look at it, and he actually recognizes that this is the guy that killed Recto. He goes into demon mode. He says, "I'm gonna get my get back and kill both of them. This is good." After having these evil thoughts, Ammo interrupts Rudo. She tells him, "Hey, we're the same person." She explains the vital instruments that we have make us human, and it also fills the void in our heart because we've lost so much. She then gets emotional. She says, "The boots also opened me up to being human again and making me realize I was getting taken fully advantage of and treated bad." She also says that she was sad and alone, and what she really wanted somebody who wanted her. She says she waited and waited for people to come and visit her. It would always go bad. She then explains to Rudo and the rest of the cleaners. She says, "I wanted to leave, but I was just too scared." She then suddenly stops and says, "Hey, Rudo, you came to apologize about what you did earlier." She says, "You don't have to." She says everybody only used their hands just to hit people. She then looks into the sky towards the light. She says, "And that's why the world never changes." After her and Rudo have their heart-to-heart, they actually shake hands and build a connection. After the emotional scene, Ammo finally says bye to the cleaners, and as they leave, darkness arrives, because as Ammo goes back into her house, someone intrudes, and they take her boots. Wait, who could have done this? But I wouldn't have to wait too long, because the final scene shows the person who did it. It's no other than the evil raider, Jabber. What? The demon is back. And guys, so that's the ending of the episode.